What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family, bringing you guys the latest update on the Dallas Cowboys.
Of course, today it's New Year's Eve, guys. The final minutes here on the East Coast before we go from 2017 into 2018. And maybe just forget this bad football season, at least, here on My Cowboys family. Hope everybody's having a great time out there with your loved ones, your friends, your family. Hope everyone's being safe. We're chilling here, guys, like we said we would be. Watching a little bit of what's going on in Times Square in New York City. Mariah Carey singing right now. We got about 15 minutes, guys, to the end of the year here on the East Coast. Much love to everybody out there, wherever you're from, wherever you're at. And family and friends of ours that are out there watching and enjoying this stream. We love you. Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for watching, guys. I saw the Lonnie Zero God Loading, Greg Claiborne, Tampa Bay Gaming, Tomboy69. Thanks for joining us. So, yeah, Tampa Bay Gaming said first NFL game, Bucks won 31-24 over the Saints.
Yes, congratulations on that.
Nice,
by the way.
Tampa Bay. I'm glad that you were there. I'm glad you got to enjoy
Very
seeing
cool.
your team win. And it was an exciting game, too. So, can't ask for better than that.
Yeah, that's a fantastic start to your football, in-person football
thanks
watching.
For joining us. Happy New Year to you
Happy
as well.
New Year.
Barry B, thanks for joining us. We would have made
Barry
the
B in the
playoffs if we
house.
beat the Seahawks. Atlanta won today.
Well, again, we wouldn't have made the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, we wouldn't have, actually.
We would not have because Atlanta won, so that would have knocked us out.
Yeah.
So it was a meaningless game. There are some things I wanted to try to squeeze in here before the end of the new year and give us a little 5-minute buffer as well before it drops. So let me know if I cross too fast there. I don't know how many people are in here watching or hanging, guys, but I want to go through some information about the end of this.
26, Steve Scoggins, DCFL, thanks for joining us.
And Giant fans, Eagle fans, we got the whole crew.
Draft pick, guys.
19th, yes. So let me run through some stuff, guys, real quick. All right, I promise I'll be as fast as possible here. I think that this is what Ezekiel Elliott said. I think I had a good season for the number of games I played. I wish I would have hit that 1,000-yard mark today. I got close, 17 yards short, guys. He was 17 yards short. I think I definitely had a solid season. So there's Zeke. Let's see, guys. First, most rushing yards in any NFL running back in the first 25 games of their career. Eric Dickerson is number one with 2,771 yards, while Ezekiel Elliott is number two, 2,614. Not far behind. Playing the same number of games. Yeah. Jim Brown was next. Edgerrin James, Adrian Peterson, and the other guys on this list. Talk about greatness. Zeke also said, quote, "I wish it would have ended differently. I wish we were playing in the playoffs right now. But I'm happy to have everything behind me. I'm happy to move forward. I'm going to use it as a fuel for next year." So hopefully that's a good sign when it comes to that. Now, one last thing here about the Cowboys' offensive scheme needing to change. Ezekiel Elliott said, quote, "It's not my job to even talk about that. My job is to go out there and play football. I go out there and trust that the coaches are going to put us in the best situations. Just go out there and execute. That's my job." And he's saying it as straight up as he really should. You want to do Dak Prescott also spoke.
Yeah, so Dak said, it was a tough year, but other than missing the playoffs, I wouldn't change anything because I'm going to learn from everything that's happened, and I'm going to move forward and become a better player and a better person. So, again, that's a really mature thing to say.
He's still growing, guys.
Yeah.
Be patient. Yep.
So, and Dak, of course, on the whole sophomore slump thing, there were ups and downs. I think I played some of my best ball in my career this year, and obviously some of my worst ball in my career this year. You can call it what you want. I'm going to call it a growing year. So, Dak Prescott
like
specifically on his offensive coordinator, Linehan. I have 120% belief in him, 200% belief in him. He deserves a lot of credit for for my success in this league. Everything that I've done teaching the game, breaking the game down, he means a lot to me.
Yeah, if I had to throw a 5-yard and 7-yard plays.
I mean, that's a little ridiculous. DJ Crown J, what is up? Thanks for joining us.
DJ in the house.
Dallas Cowboy favorite champion, thanks for joining us.
Yes.
And then,
and we haven't even mentioned it, guys. Hit that thumbs up, like button. Hit subscribe if you're new. Guys, we're one away from, 50? From 150, over 1,000.
Thank you, Barry B, for that great comment. He said, "Happy New Year, my Cowboys family. I enjoyed seeing you grow. I was one of the beginning subs. I'm excited to see how 2018 treats you soon."
Yes, let's see how it goes.
Salute, thank you, Barry B. And thank you to all of you guys who are here, who have been here from the beginning, or if you just signed on. Thank you guys for being here.
This basically marks our 6-month. As we turn now to 2018, that marks 6 months on YouTube officially for us. That's a half a year, guys. We're rolling strong. We're growing. Thanks to you guys. Thank you so much. So hit that thumbs up. If you're new, hit subscribe and join us to see what 2018 brings. Even in the off season, guys, we're gonna do a lot of stuff. So keep that in mind.
And I'm excited for things to come.
Yes, for sure, guys. So thank you. And thank you, guys. Happy New Year to you all out there. Thank you for joining us. 10 minutes here on the East Coast before the big ball drop. And Dez is not there for this. So speaking of Dez, I'm honestly, he said, quote, I'm honestly, good point. He goes, quote, I'm honestly ready to get back to work. Rest the body and just get back to work. 2018 is an extremely big year. I'm just truly looking to get back to work. So he's looking to get back to work. So he's just excited to get back out there. You know, that's a kind of positivity you want to see from him. But let's hope that, I mean, he'll never change that certain, a little bit of that flame that he has in him, you know, and that's never going to go. You just never, don't expect that to go. Biggie, you know?
I agree. I'm not saying that'll ever go away. I'm just saying that, you know, a clear head will prevail, and he'll realize that if he wants to keep doing that, at least on this team, that he might have to, you know, see things a little bit differently. That's all I'm saying.
Now, Des Bryant was asked about what he expects to be his role with the Cowboys next year. He said, quote, whatever they want me to be, however the coaches want me to be, I'm going to be it. At the end of the day, I just want to win. That's the only thing I care about. Now, when we switch over to the defensive side of things, guys, DeMarcus Lawrence, I mean, remember, he got another half sack. I think he wasn't credited that. Yeah. I think it was all given to, who was the other person that got there? The Tone Jones. Yeah. But they're going to switch that, I think, as soon as it's reviewed by the NFL, and they'll give him a half for the Tone Jones and a half to Lawrence, which gives him 15 for the year. I think I'm not sure if that's the leader or not. I don't think it is. They haven't really said much about that, but he had a fantastic season, and we need to keep someone like him on board. He's going to be franchise tagged. He did say about, so this is what they asked him, and he basically, they asked DeMarcus Lawrence after the game, what do you think about the possibility of this being his last game with the Dallas Cowboys? He said, quote, hell no. I already know that what my situation is. I already know how the Cowboys feel about me, and they know how I feel about the organization.
So, guys, I really think we can pretty much guarantee a franchise tag here. At least that's my bold prediction. Yeah. I do think they're going to franchise tag him.
Not too bold.
Coming into
that's expected. That's unexpected.
Some people still think that he just might end up with a big contract. Just saying.
It could happen for sure. That'd be more surprising to me than getting him franchise tagged. Anthony Hitchens, guys, who's somebody we really want back. Trust me, and he's unrestricted. He's an unrestricted free agent. It means he can go anywhere for any price he wants. Doesn't matter. And we don't get any compensatory picks or anything for him. Completely, he's an unrestricted free agent. When they asked him about next year, he says, hopefully I'm back here. This is home for me. So let's hope that pulls through. Of course, you know it's about the money in the end. But he does have he's settling there. There's a lot of friends there. And, if the Cowboys offer the right deal, you can bet probably if it's close, he'll stay in Dallas. If it's even a little under, or if he restructures it a certain way, he wants to stay in Dallas. But it's about the money in the end. If Cowboys can only give him $8 million a year and he's getting $12 million, he's going to leave. Yeah, that's the way it is.
I mean, that's reality. As far as Baptista, thanks for joining us as well. What's up, man? Dez is elite. I mean.
We're going to keep him next year. I think we're going to restructure his contract. He even retweeted someone's quote, another football player's quote, another team. I forgot who it was. Yeah. But Des Bryant retweeted it yesterday on his page, on his Twitter, and he said that basically the guy said, don't ask this man to take a pay cut. He's not going to do that. Ask him to restructure, and and you can both sides would be happy. And so in the end, Dez obviously likes that comment. That means he's probably heading towards that side of things. Yeah. Now back to the defense though, with Jalen Smith, I want to say that he had a lot of good games. He played all 16. Remember that. I mean, he had some bad in the beginning. He played all 6. He played in every single game of the season.
No one knew if he would ever take a single snap ever in an NFL.
Correct. Game. Yes. He was second behind Sean Lee this season in team tackles. So, I mean, Sean Lee missed a bunch of games. Sean Lee's a monster out there. Yeah. So, he still beat Jalen Smith, but still.
For him to do that again, his rookie season.
Second year, but basically his rookie year on the field, and 2 years after playing football before, he had tore 2 ligaments that, major question, and nerve damage. And he's out there playing with a brace to keep his
Dallas
foot.
Cowboy Football News, thank you so much for that $5 super chat. He said, Happy New Year, 2018 has big things in store for you.
Thank
Dallas
you,
Cowboy Football News, really hope so. We're working on a lot of new things, trying to, again, do some new interesting things on this channel, and hopefully give you guys, some great content, some great entertainment. But guys, this all starts with you. So thank you so much, Dallas Cowboy Football News.
And so you guys know we also have like Space Cowboy, Cowboys Legend, LL. We have a TCDC, a couple other people. They're I talked to Space Cowboy. They're gonna do like a big meeting of some cowboy YouTubers, right? Yeah. And we're gonna just talk a little bit. And we haven't set the date yet. It's gonna be set sometime at the end of January to the beginning of February, sometime in there where everyone's schedules can match, and we're gonna participate in an awesome discussion about the state of the Cowboys. So stay tuned for that. I want to make sure we have it streamed here as well. and we'll, as best as we can, and so at least you can hear it as well through the whole discussion. Meeting of the mind, so to speak. We just wish you could. I don't know what other people are setting it up, but we're definitely all in on that. Anything to help Cowboy YouTubers and the Cowboy Nation, guys, grow. So thank you, Dallas Cowboy Football News, for dropping the Big Five right before the new year. This is our last stream of the year.
Yeah, so
we're right back here next year.
I want to hop into a few of these comments because Peanut310, do you think we'll get rid of Orlando Scandrick? Quick answer, yes. And again, we'll discuss it a little more after the ball drops, so obviously go into a lot more detail then.
I'm going to try to get in a couple other things
Brian
here.
Bradford says we need Hitchens. Yeah. Barry B said Scandrick's gone, though. Mark my words. Safety's most likely the first pick for the draft. And that could be very likely. I still think that if we get rid of Hitchens, it's going to be linebacker, but we'll see. Yeah,
let's see. Because now speaking about linebackers, though, Sean Lee said, if you don't win close games, if you don't make plays, all of a sudden you can become an average football team. Winning can be fragile, and you have to have great off seasons. We have to have all our guys, and we've got to play the right way through an entire season. If we do that, we are a team that can win a championship. And I agree. Exactly. Now I know your boy Skip Bayless. He said that Dak rifle shot. I'm being sarcastic about that, but your real boy is Bryce Butler. He's your man there, and Dak's rifle shot on a skinny post for a touchdown to Bryce Butler, as you saw. 6'3", 215. He's quicker and faster than Dez. I'll say it again. This is what Skip Bayless said. He's the only Cowboy receiver who can run by a defensive back, and you agree with that. So
I mean, and again, I don't think it takes a genius to be able to see that, and not necessarily, all the time. But Bryce Butler has managed to improve every year, make himself really effective, and just a totally underutilized weapon as far as,
4 minutes to go.
Schemes and routes and things like that.
4 minutes, guys.
DJ Crown Day, he wants to talk about Tyron Smith. Again, we will.
We're getting close to the new year here. We're gonna definitely keep your questions ready, guys. I'm gonna just trying to run through this. We got 4 minutes here on the East Coast. Cowboys reported for training camps 162 days ago. Right? Feels like 6 years. We got the Cowboys going at 19th, guys. It's Cleveland, New York Giants, Indianapolis, Cleveland, because from Houston, Denver, Jets, Tampa Bay, Chicago. Then San Francisco or Oakland for coin flip to determine that. That's 9th and 10th spots. 11th spot, Miami, 12, Cincinnati, 13 and 14 will be between Green Bay and Washington. Coin flip. Arizona's 15, Baltimore 16, Chargers 17, Seattle 18, Dallas 19, Detroit 20. The Cowboys 9-7 with the record, have 19th pick. And we have picks in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th, and 7th rounds with the likelihood of adding compensatory picks. Keep that in mind. Wild card schedule next week, guys. Saturday, January 6th, 4:30. Tennessee at Kansas City on ESPN. 8:15. And then we have Atlanta at the Rams at 8:15 on NBC. So, and then we have on Sunday, January 7th, 1 o'clock. Buffalo at Jacksonville. 4:40. Carolina at New Orleans. Divisional playoff games. That's the next week after that. It's going to be on Saturday. The Eagles going to play at 4:30. So let's keep that on our calendars. January 13th at 4:30 Saturday. Patriots play that night at 8:15 to the winner of those games. The ones who are the lower seed. The higher seed winners, January 14th, 1 o'clock p.m. Steelers, and 4:40 is Vikings. That's will be good. And then we'll talk about the rest of stuff later, guys. But one last thing about Jonathan Cooper. He was walking off the field, of course, carried off the field basically, and it was a tough situation for him. There's a question mark about how he's going to be rebounding and where he's going to go in free agency. And Chidobe Awuzie, even though he was out with a shoulder injury, he was tweeting positively after the game. So that's good news, guys. We got about 1 minute and 15 seconds. Let me get the goods.
All right. So let me see. I'd take Bryce Butler over Dez, Buddy Johnson said. And then Bearby said, we need to see a change of someone in the coaching staff early as this Friday. Get Dez hands ready to drop the ball for the new year. Woo, here we go. That's all right, 49, 48, 47, 44, 43, 42. All right, guys, wait. Here we go. Woo. Woo! No champagne glasses, so wine glasses.
It is. So
same thing, so 27, 26, 25, 24. 23,
guys,
22.
Thank you for a very productive new year.
So,
baby, I thank you the most.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here every step in the way, pushing me, my daughter as well, little J and little G as well. So, guys,
10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, baby. Happy New Year, my Cowboys family. No. Can you just pull it off? Okay. It's alright. Old Lang Syne. So we do have it ready. We just forgot the opener, but we're getting that right now. So Sadulani's an hour behind. So happy almost New Year, but happy New Year to everyone else on the East Coast and on. So here we are. Go ahead. There you go.
Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys.
Hopefully 2018 is the Dallas Cowboys year. Dallas, like Scooter Magruder likes to say, Dallas Cowboys will win the Super Bowl this year. You know, this next year. So
next year, yeah.
Cheers to a successful 2018
2018, thank you, my Cowboys family. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome. Cheers.
Yeah, ready? That was horrible.
That was so dumb.
Love you.
Ah, cheers.
Happy New Year.
God.
Little J says Happy New Year. She had her mom's.
And little G as well.
Little G too, yep.
Happy New Year to all.
Barry B. Barry B in the house, dropping a 20, bro. Thank you. You have started off the next week.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Barry B. He said, here's some good vibes for the new year.
Woo, man.
Again,
thank you, brother.
Some good vibes to you and yours as well, guys. Again.
Everybody stay safe out there.
Look, we made it through 2017. If that says anything at all, at least we made it through. You know, we are survivors. We have lived to see another year, guys. We are here.
Thank you, Barry B. You are the man. You've been one of the
so much, Barry
beginning guys here. You were, you followed us from the beginning.
Early days, guys. Barry B goes back.
Yeah, Barry B goes way back, and I mean from the beginning of the 5.5 months or even earlier. I mean that's where we were at, guys. Thank you so much. Wow.
So, oh my goodness,
and thank you to all the YouTubers, all the moderators. You know, all the people out there that help support us.
And especially to all you guys here.
And to you guys, thank you guys. Stay safe out there. Before we bounce back to some more Cowboy news.
Said Happy New Year from Nova Scotia. Fire Garrett.
Happy New Year. Fire Garrett.
Dilly Dilly.
Dilly Dilly.
Zero God Loading, thanks for joining us. Dallas Cowboy Football News. You're an hour behind as well. So, guys, again, happy almost New Year.
Yeah, 1 hour away, 2 hours away, 3 hours away.
A little early.
Oh, wait. I forgot. We got to, put up our...
And Barry B's on that Crown and Coke, so...
Woo! Happy New Year!
You're fancy. You're real fancy because we...
Yeah, we just stay away.
Simple.
Yeah.
It's all right, guys. As you can tell, here we are.
Happy New Year, guys. Cheers from my Cowboys family and our Dallas Cowboys. We love them. We love them as well. We love you all.
That's right.
Thank you all. Thank you, friends and family and subscribers.
Let me see.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, Christopher the Great, either way, thank you for joining us, and I disagree. Eagle won. Thanks for joining us. So pissed they gave us a Saturday 4:30 game. What's wrong with that?
Who is that? The Eagles. I agree. And, it's funny they give.
What's wrong with that?
Well, because you want a more primetime game, I guess.
Okay.
So
the number. Well, I guess. Oh, he's implying because they have Nick Foles. I guess it's not so primetime anymore.
Well, no, I think it's the Patriots on Saturday too, but they're at night, so. Yeah, let me lower this some here.
And people want to see the Patriots more?
Yeah.
I guess.
You're sure to read that bit over there.
Cowboys X Factor, thanks for joining us. He said Dallas Cowboy YouTubers are the best. So, and guys,
thank you, man.
We really do have, such a great little community here. You guys are great.
Yes.
We have so much great content being put out there. Whatever you're into is when it comes to football or Cowboys, someone's got it for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and again, that's the great thing about the internet and this world. It's kind of, I didn't really believe it because I'm more from the older school, so I didn't really believe.
I just can't really on TV, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what. Yeah, I mean a couple years ago, and I was disenfranchised with that. I didn't really care anymore about what the talking heads said on ESPN and all other places, but. and NFL Network. I watch it once in a while, but I don't go out of my way. Like DJ Crown Jay said, we don't go out of our way to check that news. We get the news from sources that are valid, that are confirmed.
We get the actual news, like not the blah 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 behind. Whatever they put on TV, and I get it. They have to fill that airtime somehow.
Yeah, no,
and they give their own opinions, and that's fine. But their opinions are always kind of, I don't know, bad.
You can say that.
Not all of them, obviously, guys. There's a lot of guys there who do, they know what they're doing and stuff, and they do know their football.
Maybe I'll be right back.
But, I think we can all agree that there's definitely some shows that are more about the controversy or the hype or just kind of, clickbaity, trying to get people to watch it instead of actually really giving you good information. So, let me see. And then, oh, sorry, X Factor, I didn't see you there. And again, that's what happens, guys. We are trying to keep up with the chat as much as we can, and we always do our best. So, but we do sometimes miss your comments, but we do our best to try to get to you. So, and if we don't catch you, just go ahead and keep commenting. We'll catch you eventually. Peanut310 said or super chat as well, guys. That definitely lets us see it. But let me see. Peanut310 said Suter looks pretty good out there. Definitely took advantage of his reps today. And that's the one, out of all the tiny little silver linings, the few that there are, that's one of the good ones in that game. Again, I think Ryan Switzer finally, got a little bit of a chance to be a receiver, which again, with so many receivers on this team this year, he really did just get lost in the mix. So I can kind of justify it that way. I still don't really see an excuse that he didn't even do more than just one single play. But either way, he got a little bit of, a little bit of play time, a little bit more show, and I think that he's going to be used at least once or twice more next year. I hope he's used a lot more, but
for sure,
one thing at a time. So Ian Hubley said, promote Butler to first receiver. I definitely...
Dez will be that guy. Yeah. I'm sorry. He's still going to be that. And when we structure the contract, it's going to be Dez Bryant, number one. I don't know about T. Will. He's got 3 years on his contract, $4 million per year.
Yeah.
Maybe they restructure that, give him more of a bottom, bottom heavy contract. I guess and then push that. I don't know. Depends. Maybe that's a way they can keep Bryce Butler by moving things around.
True.
So either way, T. Will gets his money.
I think Bryce Butler is going to be a key part of, this team's offense next year, and I think if they let him go, it's gonna bite them in the butt.
Well,
Baby said we want Todd Haley. So
that would be nice.
Obviously, we'll find out tomorrow if these rumors are true. Black Monday, right?
Yeah, that's what they call it. They already fired Joe Pagano from the Indianapolis Colts. And Jack Del Rio from the Raiders also gone. And they're saying, of course, as you guys already mentioned, Gruden might be going to Oakland.
And the most interesting part is they're talking a deal so big, they're talking ownership stakes as well.
Wow.
So, again, I can't confirm all of it, but the fact that this is even being mentioned and, again, by reputable sources, makes
they fired Del Rio.
They're really serious about this. And Gruden said, I want to get back, he obviously expressed interest in coming back into coaching, but obviously it'd take a lot of something to interest him. And I think Oakland is making the right moves because
he coached before there. You got to remember that.
They see their organization just needs guidance and help, and they think Gruden is a guy who can make that happen. So let's see what happens, guys.
Yeah.
Let me see. We need to use Switzer and Butler more. Sadalani agree 100%.
Switzer and Butler for sure. And I think Noah Brown is going to be incorporated more and more as far as the receiving core are concerned. You're going to see Dez Bryant restructured. Probably playing for longer, hopefully rebounding somehow. Of course, we all hope he does, but the confidence is now, it's all on him now. It's no more, it's because of this or that.
Exactly.
It's on him.
We just have to kind of...
Yeah. So, I mean, that's one of the things.
And then Peanut310 said, hey, I guess the coaches watch your stream. I mentioned that Zeke screenplay last week, and they used it today. And Fiance here mentioned that in today's stream as well, Peanut. I hope you were watching when he said it.
On that play, funny, unfortunately, on that play, Dak Prescott got just walloped and driven into the ground.
Yeah.
He did that. That happened to him a lot in this game and a lot in that drive. So, I do like that they used it, and unfortunately, it was only once, I think, pretty much. I mean, but... there's a lot of things the Cowboys need to work on as far as the players are concerned, but the more important foundational issue is the coaching staff, and that's really most people are saying that, most fans are saying that, most experts are alluding to that or saying that. There's a few that don't, and that's their right, but we'll have to wait and see. Again, someone like Jack Del Rio, Ed Werder is very upset about that he got fired because he produced a team 2 years ago that was 12-4. Or whatever it was, and then Derek Carr got hurt, So the point is that, it's like and then he's saying the same thing about Jason Garrett. And so I think you have to look at the specifics of each situation independently. You just can't make a blanket statement like that. That's why Ed Werder is a thumbs down in our book. Harley really is not really a good reporter.
Yeah, you got to be realistic.
Likes to stir up stuff. And it's the same thing with Skip Bayless. So we put them in the same thing. Forget about some of the other guys. Yeah, co-reporters, former football players. Hugh Jackman.
Ian Hubley said, "Can't believe Hugh Jackman kept his job." Hugh Jackman?
Yes, I know.
Who's that?
I don't know. Probably some.
I don't know.
No, Hugh Jackman isn't that an actor?
I don't know, but Barry B said, "Put Bryce Butler number 2 and Terrence Williams at 3. Go to a 4 wide receiver set and take."
I know what he's saying. It's one of those Howard Stern things, you know, when they make it say a name. Hugh Jackman. I thought he was an actor, but you might be right. I know those tricks there.
Let me see. 4 wide receivers. So Barry B, you're saying less Witten play time on the field, having 4 wide receivers set, and making. You said Bryce Butler number 2, Terrence Williams number 3, and then the 4th wide receiver would be, because obviously number 1 is dead, so who would be the 4th wide receiver? I guess either Switzer, Beasley, or Noah Brown.
No, it's not going to happen. Those things are not. I mean, as far as a receiver, if you come with, you talk about tight ends, I mean, you're going to have Witten out there still competing out there and playing, probably tutoring and mentoring whoever's the next person in line, which is supposedly Rico Gathers. And that's what we're hoping for. We got to see how his concussion is producing. I think he'll be okay. And I think that we'll have to really wait and see what comes out of the coaching situation first. That's the first step is tomorrow, and see if anything is done with those lower level coaches, the position coaches, but also the offensive and defensive coordinator.
Yes.
I personally like Marinelli. I think we should still keep him. He seemed to adjust a lot better than anybody else in that team when it comes to coaching, so it's a shame. But if it has to be between losing Scott Linehan and losing Marinelli or keeping both together, I'd lose both before I keep both. Just the way I'm just saying it. And I think our defense is going to be solid. I think these rookies are learning.
Yeah, I think that they'll be able to weather a change in coaching staff.
Yeah, they're young.
Because they haven't, if they had enough talent to make this happen with all the struggles of this season, I'm confident that they'd be able to pick it up with the new coaching staff.
I mean, so I agree with that. And as far as the offense, Todd Haley, you know, he's somebody everyone's talking about. The Patriots guy, what is it, Josh?
And congrats, Cowboys X Factor. You got 350 subs today. Woo.
X Factor, what's up, man?
Good job. Keep
Congratulations.
it up, man. Again, it was rough.
It's a grind, man. It's a grind.
You know, again, just keep it up, keep at it. Yep.
Keep doing your thing.
I'm confident you're gonna get there. So keep it up, man. Good job.
Thank you, man.
Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. Yeah, that's what I thought, Barry.
Yes. Thank you.
So So I think he meant Hugh Jackson. Okay, so Paco Gomez, thanks for joining us. Happy New Year to all Dallas Cowboy fans. Let's go Cowboys. Next year is ours.
I mean,
hopefully.
Look, here's what I think. Let's quickly talk about the positions, all right? And for next year, we'll probably do we're definitely going to do a more in-depth thing. Again, guys, hit that like button if you're out there. It helps the stream. It helps the channel. Hit subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell as well.
Dak played 4 wide in college, so if we're going Dak friendly, we gotta go 4 wide.
I don't think we go Dak friendly. I think we go Ezekiel friendly. Look, here's what I'm saying. Okay, as far as the game plan, we'll see what happens with the coaches when they come in. If we keep Scott Linehan, we're going to have the similar pass first, run second kind of mindset. Unfortunately, this year we were at least 52% of the time passing and 48% of the time running. That is not even. And again, and I know it's close, but it should be more running than passing. I think we were 55 or 56% the year before.
Yeah.
When we did, I mean, that's a big difference, guys. Almost over 10% difference on that, or around 10% different. You know that when it comes to running, that would make a difference in our games.
Agree.
And it's not because we were losing, because a lot of these games we were either close or winning throughout most of the game, and we still gave it away. Played poorly, played to our weakness. But anyways, that's the coaching staff kind of thing. Now look, offensive line. Travis Frederick is there. Zach Martin is going to be re-signed. And then La'el Collins. He had a very good year, if not great year, I would say, considering he's just learned his position as far as we're learning YouTube. You know, that's how long he's been at it. And that's, at that specific position, on the right tackle.
I think he did a fantastic job.
Phenomenal. Left guard, Jonathan Cooper, and that's the sad story of the day, guys, because of that injury, it looks like a broken leg of some sort. They say it's a knee issue. They say it's a knee issue, is what they said. Probably, it could have been worse than a break. A break would be better than a torn ACL, torn MCL, torn LCL.
Torn anything in that knee.
It would hamper him greatly, and not only for free agency, but for us because we had plans to re-sign him. Now is a question mark. It's a shame that Garrett went this way just to pull out a 6-0 win. It was disgusting. Yeah. And it just we were afraid of this. We said this. A lot of you guys said it. DJ Crown J on our Friday stream. Check that out, guys. He's our weekly winner for the week. We see Barry B has taken the lead for the new week.
That's
so
right.
Congratulations, Barry B. Thank you for your awesome donation. So that's where we're going to start with that offensive line. Of course, Tyron Smith. If we keep him, we got to get a veteran to back him up. We got to cut Byron Bell. We got to cut Chaz Green, and we have Joe Looney. I'd say cut him too. We have, again, Jonathan Cooper is our backup. Could be our backup center.
Yeah.
Looney was at best average. So I don't know. We have Kadeem. What's that? Kadeem
Edwards.
Kadeem Edwards that was pulled up for some reason to the 53, and he wasn't used at all. He was inactive. So we didn't get to see what he can do, if anything, in a real game type situation. There's a lot of questions as far as what you do with depth there. I personally think, a lot of people say draft. It depends on what we have at the 19th spot. If the best offensive lineman is there, you grab the best offensive lineman.
Because, again, we don't know whose contracts are expiring throughout the league as well.
True, do as free agency, but they're going to be picky about the free agency. What I'm thinking is,
you never know.
What I think is if you're going to keep Tyron Smith, you got to either get, like everyone's out there saying, a tackle or some kind of backup. Now we have to get a guard. I would say a left guard is more of importance right now in a way. Tyron Smith, we can kind of plug that hole with a veteran free agent, like you said. Mm-hmm. When we see who's cut, when we see what we can get for certain people on the market for a left tackle, and it's not easy to find that because that's a very wanted, needed position. But we need somebody who can just fill the gap for 2-3 games at worst in a season, hopefully. And Tyron Smith can stick it out the rest of the way. There's another option. We can cut him. And that's something that I would fear. I don't want to say it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to think it. But he is going to be injury prone. You got to carry two guys to play that position, basically. Yeah.
Barry B said, I totally agree with you going heavy on the run. I promise you this organization is going to model this offense around Dak first and then Zeke.
That's a mistake. That's a mistake. I would say Romo is good with Romo because Romo's that type of quarterback. But Zeke, they got to adjust, and they're not doing that. And Jason Garrett is the one at the helm. Jason Garrett. I'm sorry. What did I say?
So with Zeke, they have to adjust. You mean with Dak, they have to adjust? Or with Zeke?
Well, no, they have to adjust, but using Zeke and running because of Zeke is why we can be a running team. Okay. If it wasn't for Zeke, we couldn't do much. You understand? And I'm just saying as a whole. I'm saying without the offensive line, we wouldn't do anything. You saw what happened against Denver when the offensive line broke down. We got destroyed, and Zeke had his worst game of his career.
I know, but part of that was also the fact that our receiver game was a little dangerous because, again, at that time, Des Bryant still scared defenses a little bit. At that time, our other receivers were able to get a little more separation. And even though we were playing, we weren't playing that, you said we were playing pretty conservatively throughout the season and running a lot, which, again, helped our passing game.
Yeah. We still had issues on the line. Yeah. We lost Lyle Collins with the toe turf week 3 against the Bears, and we lost we had Tyron Smith out for a couple of games towards the end of the season, so it was not like we weren't dealing with these things last year too. We did. Now this year, now it's officially last year, I guess, but now 2017 we changed it all up and tried to make the playbook to fit Dak as a Romo type passer. You can't do that, and that's
but again, I get what Barry's trying to say. He's not saying make Dak into a Romo type passer.
No, he's saying what they did.
Build the rest of the offense around the type of passer that Dak is, and then everything else will kind of fall into place.
Correct.
And I guess he means including the running game. And again, it's possible if they work the running game right, which again means that they still heavily rely on the running game to help out Dak's passing game, because that has to be a reality. That's it. That means they have to run more than they pass. Yeah, that's it. And I don't mean 51 runs to 49.
Yeah, 59%. No. I mean, you mean 52%, like 48.
That's the way it is this year. I mean by more. I mean, there has to be a clear 60-40.
Yeah, I agree.
Minimum.
If we're doing that, we win most games.
60% of the time and pass 40% of the time. And that's the basic ratio of success, because, again, it is balanced, but you're still favoring the run more than anything, which is your best.
That means you're eating up clock. That means you're eating up yards. That means you're going to score touchdowns probably more than field goals, or at least closer field goals. We got to worry about the kicker now. We hope he comes back. I'm sure he'll have some competition, but that's that position. The punter, we're set. Long snapper, we're set. Well, I'm trying to say now, moving on from the offensive line, when we move to quarterback, we got Dak, and I still in Dak we trust. I still trust in Dak. I think he had a sophomore slump. Like we heard what he had to say. He's very mature for his situation on America's team, on this glamorous top media team. He's going through a lot. It's a tough season for him. He's still got the man of the year as far as the media is concerned in Dallas. So, this guy is a good guy. He's going to produce, I guarantee it, if we get the right offensive coordinator and, of course, head coach as well. But I think that since he trusts so much in his coordinator, as long as we get a good offensive coordinator, that's all that matters when it comes to Jason Garrett in reality. He won't change the play, whether we run all day or pass all day. Now, he's known to love passing. So that's another issue with Jason Garrett, and that's a whole different conversation. But when you move from Dak, you got Zeke. We're good there. I like Cooper Rush as our backup quarterback. I like.
Not that we saw him, but I agree.
Right, exactly. We should have seen him today.
At least once.
Exactly. And we have, Morris will probably be cut. I'm looking at Rod Smith pulling in there, and then maybe getting Trey Williams. Is that his name that we got on our practice squad? I forgot what we picked somebody up on our practice squad. Look for someone. Let's look for someone like that to be on our team, whether from draft later in the draft, 4th, 5th round, something like that, 6th round. I don't know. Taking a chance on a speedier, like you said, Sproles type running back. That would be nice to throw in there and to change things up in the mix. Receivers, tight end. You got Jason Garrett. You got Jason Witten, and you have, James Hanna, and you got Jeff Swaim. I think Jeff Swaim and Hanna.
Hopefully Rico gathers.
I'm going to say, I think Jeff Swaim and Hanna are good for what they've been doing, blocking for the majority of their time on the Cowboys. When it comes to a receiving tight end, the torch is being passed from Witten to Rico. We hope. Now, if Rico is for some reason not able to play, we're going to be seeing drafting a tight end sometime in his draft as well. If Rico is not going to be good to go, even if he's good to go, they still might draft one in the 6th round.
Just to see.
We'll see, because they could definitely be a lot of people out there still. It depends how deep it is, and we'll examine that in the future. But then we move to receivers. Des is going to restructure his contract and re-sign. T. Will. He's got 3 more years, $4 million a year.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen with that. Maybe he'll restructure. And then you have Beasley, who's still under contract. He'll be there. And then you have rookies like Switzer, Noah Brown. They'll be there, of course. And then the big question mark there is really Bryce Butler. He's a free agent,
and
unrestricted.
Again, that shouldn't even be a question mark, in my opinion. But
it depends on what we have to use. Really we have to sign Zach Martin.
Yeah, it depends on what happens, guys. So,
and then
Paco Gomez, I appreciate your loyalty. He says I've dreamed of this for 23 years. I'm 52. 2018 is going to be our year.
We hope.
Barry B is right. And again, Barry B, you're making some really good points. He said, Cowboys need an offensive coordinator that has a stronger personality than their head coach, someone that'll whip Dak's mechanics into shape.
Correct. Norv Turner is known for doing that. Haley.
Yeah, we're not saying we want, Cooper Rush to start. We're just saying that we wanted to see him at least once or twice in this last game, just because
Cooper Rush, it's a simple logic, and that's something that that's Garrett's decision. That and the coin toss and a lot of other things. The way he's done things, challenges that he's wasted timeouts with, silly challenges that you would never do. He's done it multiple times this year and multiple times in his 8-year career with the Cowboys, 7-year career with the Cowboys as head coach.
Brian Bradford, from your lips to the Cowboy players' ears, please stay out of trouble, guys.
Yes,
Don't do anything dumb in the
that was for Zeke. That's the only thing we want from Zeke. Just mature from this horrible experience.
Thank you so much, Andrew DeCall. Hey, my Cowboys family, Happy New Year. Many blessings. Thanks so much for all the hard work you do. We appreciate you for being here, and thanks for joining us and being part of my Cowboys family.
Yes, it's you guys that make it fun for us as well. Checking these things and venting on this very tough, it was a tough Thanksgiving with the Chargers. It was a tough Christmas Eve with the Eagles. With the Seahawks. I'm getting my birds confused. Hate them all. So the Seahawks, when they beat us last week, knocked us out of the playoffs. And then, this week, just with the injuries, the way that, Dak got manhandled, the thing with Bailey, it just, oh, God, it hurts so much. Let's get to the 2018. We're in here now, to the new year, guys. We're going to celebrate. We're going to be happy. We're going to be positive. And let's see if Jerry Jones can follow suit. At least maybe he's hearing the grumblings and rumblings going on in Dallas and Cowboy Nation out there. Not here with us. I'm just saying, maybe he's getting the vibe from his people and saying, people are really disenfranchised right now with this, and we might end up losing money one day, short term. Yeah. Why don't we make a switch? Don't put it on Garrett. You're going to keep your puppet? That's fine. Put it on the coordinators and get them both out. And if that's the case, we might see that tomorrow. Keep your eyes and ears peeled for that, guys. It is Black Monday. And I say tomorrow, it's today now for us, but you know what I mean.
We'll see, guys. All we can do is...
I do want to jump to the defense real quick. I'll break it down as quick as possible.
Well, DJ Crown J real quick said Tyrone better have that back surgery.
Tyrone Smith,
I don't know if back surgery is going to be enough. He gets back surgery every year, and every year it's the same thing. And this year we saw him, I think, at his worst yet. And maybe correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it was definitely 2 months, 3 months, not 3 months basically. Did not practice on Wednesday. Which is going downhill, degenerating, with his back issue. Just the possibility of missing more games every time, was always an issue. He missed a bunch.
There were a lot of times where we didn't even know if he was going to play until the weekend.
Even when he played against Seattle, he came right out. So when he played, sometimes he left a lot of these games towards the end or, right at the beginning of that Seattle. So again, you got to be prepared. The Cowboys are not prepared because of the coaching staff. I don't think they prepared the depth properly enough, and I think we need a veteran, and I feel more secure in.
Only time will tell if they have or will prepare properly in the future. For life. So, I'm trying to keep hope alive in that sense.
Yeah. No,
Cowboys,
I agree.
I believe in you. Make something happen, okay? Yeah. Fix this problem, because, again, this is a major problem. We saw Dak, again, really lose his confidence after that Atlanta game. I don't ever want to see that again. Our quarterback should not. Our quarterback needs to be able to depend on his line. Point blank, period. And this team is built on that offensive line. That's it. That's the backbone of everything we do. Sure. Passing game and the running game.
Yeah, I mean, the whole team, defense, everything runs behind that offensive line and Zeke. And I'm just saying, guys, you could put other guys back there.
That's a big difference to Dak this year. And even Cowboys Abroad, you mentioned, Dave, if you're out there, thanks for joining us. But
it wasn't Zeke, it was the running game.
Cowboys Abroad said that Dak's ability, went down so much after Tyron Smith's injury that he just was not the same.
In the passing game is where we broke down the worst. I mean, Chaz Green couldn't block anything. Exactly. Okay? And he couldn't block air. Let me put it that way. And when it comes to, and when you talk about Byron Bell, I got to give him, he hung in there as best he could, but he doesn't have the talent to do it. The thing with him, his issue, is that he blocks pretty well. Not every time, but he blocked pretty well overall in the running game. As soon as we go past Happy, which is what the Cowboys did, we end up putting Dak in a bad situation because Byron Bell cannot block well in the passing game, and that's his issue. And this has endangered Dak, and that's a stupid coaching move, again, by Jason Garrett. Nobody else. That's Jason Garrett's call. I want to talk about the defense real quick before we answer some more questions, and then we wish you all one more Happy New Year, and we're out.
Clay, thanks for joining us.
Yes, for sure. So here's the thing. The defense, guys, our front line. We're going to franchise tag DeMarcus Lawrence. We're going to, if everything's okay with his concussion, regarding his concussion, David Irving, he's a restricted free agent, meaning if we put a second-round tender, which means it's like a little tag on him, all right? And if someone gets him and we let him, and we don't match that, we have the last option to match that. If we don't match it, and he goes to the other team, we get a second-rounder from this other team. Yeah. Depending on where they are, that's where we get it in the second round, I think. And that would be a compensatory pick. So look for that. I know every team gets a certain number of tags like that they can do a season. And I don't know if they can save them over a course of time. The Cowboys have not used it very often in the last couple of years. So I don't know how that works. Either way, that will be the David Irving situation. So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying by that. I think there's a 85 to 90% chance he stays in Dallas. So that's good news. Then you look over next to him, Malik Collins. He's under contract. Keep looking over there. You got Tyrone Crawford. Yeah. He's going to probably, and this has been the rumblings, he's going to probably be cut unless he restructures something. I don't even think anybody's going to trade for him. Nobody's going to pick him up. He'll probably be cut, and it'll still hit us on the salary cap, but we will free up some money there. And I think that's where you make the move with Taco Charlton. It's time for the first rounder from this year to step into that role on that end. And they've been priming him for that. You also have Benson Mayowa. I'm not really sure what his contract situation is, but for the money, he could be depth. He could definitely add depth to that defense, to the defensive front. And, I will say that Datone Jones played decently. Richard Ashe looked like, maybe something in the future. Same thing with Lewis Neal. We'll see with those guys. But those are the five main guys on the defensive front. We move the linebacker. Sean Lee, the master. He's the quarterback on the defense. He is the team leader on the defense, and he is, he's the best with him. The best thing. He's got the brain he can cover and all that, but his best thing is the run stop. That man is like a missile. And so as long as he stays healthy, that's his big question mark, staying healthy. That's the big thing. So, you want to have depth there. So who do we have? We have Anthony Hitchens. That's the big question mark, the real big one.
And I hate that it's a question mark. I think Anthony Hitchens needs to be on this team. I think he's again, you always say it, he's the most underrated player.
Said it from our first videos. I've said that Anthony Hitchens is a Sean Lee B, part two. Yeah. We need to keep them both.
He does such a good job.
You saw him today.
We can afford him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's an unrestricted free agent, meaning that he can go anywhere. His contract is up. There's nothing in his contract that ties him to us. He can go anywhere he wants. He has made a home in Dallas. I think this is his fourth year in the season. In his fourth season in the NFL, he's a young Iron Man type guy. I mean, he's out of 74 games. He's missed 4.
Yeah, again,
with major injuries.
We can get him, a good deal. And keep him here at
happy
home
at
where
home.
He belongs.
We need to make room. We get $4 to $10 million on the salary cap extended for next year. We'll see where that falls with the other cuts. I just want to say that, I'm sorry, the linebacker, we have Jalen Smith, who's progressed so fast. Like we talked about earlier, he's progressed so well. I'm looking forward to him stepping into the starting role.
I agree, but he can't carry this all by himself, especially when Sean Lee gets hurt. When Sean Lee gets hurt.
Well,
not if,
I know.
when.
I don't want to say that, but that's why we need to get
a
draft a linebacker. That's why we need to get Roquan Smith. With or without Hitchens, we still need to get someone like that. And I don't know if we can even get him now that we're 19th. I don't think he'll fall that far back. Maybe we trade up for him somehow.
When he gets hurt, because I put him in the same level as Tyron Smith. You need to, you need
to be out there to play.
You need to have an experienced backup, someone to be able to cover that hole, plug in that hole, or to kind of balance out his play time.
So I think next year, if we miss someone like Sean Lee, I think that as long as we have Hitchens, we can have Jalen Smith can play that spot. If something happens to Hitchens and Lee's still in, I think Jalen Smith, I have confidence in him playing that spot. Now, we don't know what if we have a defensive coaching change, we don't know what that's going to happen with changing our game plan. So we don't know what kind of do. We might run a 3-4. We might run switch up the whole defense. So we don't know.
I know. And then Andrew DeCall said, as far as the offensive side of the ball, the most important thing in the offseason is the Dak to Dez connection. Those two dudes need to get on the same page. They need each other to succeed.
I think they went through a great season together and they had a hard season together. Now it's time to really get real with each other. And I agree.
DeCall is 100% right, because if Dez is going to continue to be our number one receiver, then Dak needs to find a way to get the ball to him, and Dez needs to find a way to catch that ball. That's it. It just two simple
I agree.
facts.
And what's up, Hello Newman? I mean, as far as what you're saying, no, I know you're saying about they're all better than Dak, but what I'm trying to say is that Dak is under contract, and we still have to. I'm still saying I still have confidence in Dak. When it comes to if we build that offensive line and we run the ball, Dak will be perfectly fine. He's what we need there. I think with his legs and his ability to run, and when he gets more confidence back after the sophomore, I think everyone's cutting him out too early. I know he looked really bad in some of these games, especially towards the last 8 without Tyron Smith, like you said. They said on here. I mean, so I just trust. I trust. We got to give him at least one more year, guys. We got at least one more year. We have no other option. So let's give him one more year and then see what Cooper Rush. If there's another issue and it has a similar type of year, well, maybe it's Cooper Rush time. I don't know. We kept him for a reason, right? But we can't rush to it. We can't rush to Cooper Rush. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we'll see. And the whole thing, Peanut, with Earl Thomas. Speaking of our defense, we're going to get back on track. But thank you for that. Get me back on track. Earl Thomas comment. We're not going to get him anytime soon. If we get him, it'll be when he's washed up. He's not going to be leaving Seattle anytime soon, in my opinion. It was just a kind of said in jest. He probably likes to play in Dallas, but it's not the point. It's more like we don't want to get him when he's already third or fourth cornerback, barely hanging in there. So or safety. So we don't want that. If it comes next year, if we make a trade, don't hold your breath for that. Anyways, linebackers, like I said, guys. As far as Durant, he got cut. He retires. And you saw someone like Kyle Wilbur, Damian Wilson. We'll see what happens because they play special teams as well, so you might see them hang on because it depends on what their contracts are like. They'll be fighting to stay on the team if they have a contract next year, in 2018. So we'll see. Then moving to the defensive backfield, we'll start with the corners. Law. All right, Lewis, Awuzie, Woods, and Woods can play safety as well. That's his real position is safety, while Awuzie is real position as corner, but he can play safety as well. So you got 2 out of the 3 guys are a rookie crop here that we all got this year. In our draft that are going to be they play fantastic. Nobody's denying that. Every expert and analyst is saying these guys are for real. So and I'm talking about from the best, from the ESPNs to whatever. They're all saying these are real guys. These are for real. These guys. When you throw out Orlando Scandrick, because that's what's going to happen. We need to probably he's not going to re-sign. That's going to open up some salary cap room. I think he's a free agent, but either way he's going to probably be cut like Tyrone Crawford. And Anthony Brown's got to be the 4th guy there. You're also going to see some appearances by Byron Jones at corner. So look for that, and maybe us going corner sometime in the draft. Maybe picking up depth corner. Maybe keeping Ben Wickery. I don't know. He looked pretty decent for the 3 plays that was out there.
A lot of moves they can make. I think let's see what happens these immediate first 24 hours after the end of this game. So get a clear picture of what's in their head. Because again, if neither of the head coaches or neither of the coordinators are fired, offensive and defensive, we can kind of go from there and assume they're probably going to stay and they'll imagine an idea of how they're going to rebuild this team again, like you said, drafting, free agency, who we keep, who we let go.
I think that to finish it up, I think that this
Space Cowboy 17 with the $5 super chat.
What's up, brother?
Can't wait for the State of the Cowboys podcast to get off the ground. Baby. It's looking like Saturday might be a good day this upcoming month or February. So, and again, that sounds good.
You could let them know that we did promote that. We were talking about it, man. I cannot wait to do that with you. We're going to do a live stream on here as well.
I can't wait to get that off the ground. All the meeting of these Cowboy minds.
Yes,
you know,
it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be really cool. So Space Cowboy 17, we're excited too. Again, 2018 looks like it'll hopefully be the Cowboys' year. I hate to even say that, like, it's our 2018 is going to be our year, but 2018 can be the Cowboys' year. Let's play a smart Cowboys. Let's do this right, Cowboy fans, and to the rest of all of us Cowboy YouTubers. You know, let's put our minds together and really try to break this down from every side of things. And I don't know, hopefully someone's listening out in Cowboy Nation, right? Very B said, absolutely not. Dak Prescott will be a good NFL starter. He needs development and time. What really hurt Dak is he was good early. People don't want to wait to develop him now. So, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe people, again, they got too excited and they want to rush him and they want to push him too hard, too fast, and put more pressure on him than necessary. And that kind of ties into, you know, we weren't playing as conservatively as we were the first year.
That's for sure.
So, you know,
that's a game plan.
Not saying that you just, you know, don't take any risks or any chances at all, but again, a little bit more of a balanced game plan. You know?
No, I agree. A balanced game plan. I'd say balance it to the rushing side. Yeah. Balance it's 55 to 60% of the time rushing. I think then if we stick to that with our offensive line that I know we're going to improve on. That's what this team is built upon, and that's where we have to concentrate. But let's back to the defense as I finish the last couple of things and special teams. And a big thank you to Space Cowboy guys. Make sure you're going to check us out here. You can check it out there. I think everybody's going to kind of try to stream it as well, and it'll be a fun experience for some of us Cowboy YouTubers, a lot of the beginner, or, you know, some of these guys are really established YouTubers. Yeah. So, you know, it's gonna be fun to discuss Cowboy talk that day, whatever day it is, middle to late January to beginning of February. We'll see what day it is, and I'll get back with you on that, Space Cowboy, for sure. Thank you for the donation. Much love, man. You have helped so much with us, and we appreciate everything, guys. From all of you, Barry B and Space Cowboy today, and of course, you know, DJ Crown J as always. You know, he's leading the last 2 weeks donation charts, and it's just fantastic, man. And also Dallas Cowboys football news. Thank you so much, Billy Sarducci, Dano, Slim Shady, and LT Metters. Yeah, LT Metters is an Eagle fan, and he's just contributed so much to this channel. He respects us. He loves us. Same thing to him, even an Eagle fan.
Much respect, guys.
Yes, much respect on Eagle fans like that.
We always respect loyalty, #1 to your team. Yes. So even if you are fans of another team, even if it is the Eagles or Giants or the Redskins, we respect you as long as you're a true fan. Yeah. Always, guys.
And no trolling.
So you got to stick with your team.
Yeah, and I mean, as far...
go ahead. Well, Andrew DeCall said word on the street was Cowboys wanted to trade Orlando Skendrick for Kenny Vaccaro.
That's true.
From New Orleans.
That is true, yep. And we passed on that, and it would have been a good trade.
Well, that's because somebody got hurt, right?
Yes. Someone did get hurt for the. I think it was.
To keep Skandrick.
It was whether because it was Chidobe Awuzie got hurt or Lewis.
Nolan Carroll maybe.
Nolan Carroll also not only hurt but cut.
Yeah. So anyway, somebody got hurt and we ended up having to keep Skandrick instead of trading him. So
hello Newman.
There you go. Eric Gonzalez, thanks for joining us.
Free agents and stuff. Listen, here's the thing. Finishing up the defensive little, kind of breakdown. I'm trying to just defensive breakdown. I'll do a quick special teams one as well. Defensive backs, I said about the corners already, but safety, Byron Jones held that defensive backfield together with his play on third downs multiple times. He did fantastic. He made some mistakes, but he had a lot of rookies working out there with them, a lot of bad parts like Nolan Carroll, a lot, half the year, Jeff Heath, bad parts, and so Jeff Heath, he definitely improved. So congratulations to that. Let's see more. We need more improvement, though, from him. Don't get too high on him yet. Let's see what he does next year. I think they'll both be around next year. And you move over to the backups and depth that we have there. You look at, of course, Xavier Woods, who's a true safety there. You'll see him maybe make some appearances at corner, at safety, along with Awuzie. But also you have Kevon Frazier. Don't forget him. He's very vital back there, especially as on there. And special teams, he's fantastic. Now, in special teams, Dan Bailey. That's the big question mark, It's nerve-wracking. We got to see what happens with Dan Bailey. If he can get back in his head here and his hamstring is healed up, I think he'll be back to normal. But again, Nick Folk disease. I'll never forget what happened to that kicker who was so good. And it reminded me of the way Dan Bailey just hit it through every time, about the same range as well. And then when he got hurt and pulled something, and he was never the same, and he still isn't. And that's why I look at Dan Bailey, and I hope it doesn't happen to him. I know other kickers have rebounded, and some haven't. So it could go either way. We have to wait and see.
Again, this is the first time we've ever seen Dan Bailey struggle like this before. So I'm really hopeful that all he needs is some rest, and he can refocus and heal, and he'll be good to go.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing too. Then when you move to What do you do about that? I think you bring in a couple of good veteran kickers that have solid legs, and you really have a shootout there and see what happens. And see if Dan Bailey's really consistently missing. You got to make a real tough decision.
I would cry. I'm not gonna lie, guys.
I know. She just bought the jersey.
I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, Gary Vee said Brady was a game manager the first 5 years.
That's
he
true.
Had a great team around him like Dak, but he had time to develop. Now he's the best quarterback.
Barry B, 100%. 100%. And I'm not saying that's going to be Dak. He's not going to be the best quarterback in football, but
he can be good.
He can develop into something better. You got to give him a little time. You got to give him the right pieces around. You got to have the right coaches around. And that's what Dak does not have.
He had the right leaders. He had the right players.
A lot of good coordinators.
Coaching.
Yes.
I mean, you know.
And he went through some tough times too, but again, he grew.
He still managed
and he had the right people around him.
As well, for the most part.
Yes, for sure. So, you know, that's an important thing. But great point, Barry B.
And he single-handedly basically turned that team into like a dynasty.
Yeah.
Now at this point, because the Patriots are synonymous not with anyone but Tom Brady.
Yeah, exactly. So, and Belichick, really.
Yeah.
People that know football. Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom Brady's like the face. Yeah, I know. You're right.
Whether you like it or not, it is Tom Brady. So.
No, and listen, I was going to finish up with the punter, which is Chris Jones. As I said, you know, bringing in kickers to challenge Bailey and see how he does in preseason next year. Hopefully he rebounds. If he rebounds, cut the other guys. I have faith in Bailey as long as he rebounds. And then when you look at our punter, Chris Jones, nothing more to say. He's the man.
Yeah, he's
great. He should be a Pro Bowler. And
I'm scared to get jersey.
And LP Lissador, or whatever his name is, at number 91, unsung hero, 14 years with the Cowboys. All he does is long snap.
But he does it well.
Never ever made a mistake, as far as I remember. So he's solid. Yeah. We got that set. Yeah, dilly. And then you look at our returners. All right, you look at our returners going to be Ryan Switzer. He's the guy who's going to develop next year, I think, into a premier, not only a decent Beasley-like, maybe quicker and better than Beasley, but, you know, we have to see when Beasley's contract is out, do we re-sign him? What's his market? You know,
One step at a time, guys.
But we got to see what Switzer can produce. He looked pretty good today. And again, aside from him playing on the slot position, look for him on the returns, punts, and kickoffs, you know, and also getting, you know, probably another guy back there if he's going to try to if they're going to allow him to be crazy and do these tricks and stuff. Yeah. Look for the Cowboys to have to put a secure guy just going to fair catch nicely back there if he can't be told not to do this. But I feel like the new coaching and the new guys coming out, I do believe that they're going to stop that BS. And if they don't, then it's on the Cowboys coaching staff for allowing it. In the end, though, I think that Switzer is going to bring more positive than negative. He definitely hurt our season when that Rams game. You know, that was a big one when he really blew the momentum. We were going to go up probably 21 points or so or more into the half, and we ended up being, you know, only a score behind or 9 points above them, which is only, I say that. We were up by a lot in that game, and then they came back and just, you know, destroyed us. We didn't have Sean Lee or Hitchens that game, and we still hung in with them.
We still hung in. So and then don't worry, guys, we're not getting any kind of new gear anytime soon.
Hey, we already said it. It doesn't have anything to do with this. We already said it with the petition on this stream. Check it out.
I would hate that. I really hope it's not. That's why I'm keeping the hope alive that Dan Bailey's going to be okay, that he doesn't get the Nick Folk disease.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. I think this is a good place to wrap it up. We've been
here for an
hour. And a few of you guys are about to enter this new year as well yourselves. So, any final thoughts on the Cowboys? Let me do a quick shout out to everyone out here, guys. So Peanut310, thanks for joining us. Andrew DeCall, Eric Gonzalez, Barry B, thank you so much for your support as well.
Yes, man. You are the leader on the board, as you can see here. Barry B and Space Cowboy 17 are on the lead right now. They're on the leaderboard.
News was the last donator.
Yes, of last week. So thank you so much. As you can see, she's still on the list. So thank you all, and that's the way it's going to stay for now. So thank you guys.
Hello Newman, Andrew DeCall, Buddy Johnson, Space Cowboy 17.
Time to go to sleep after this.
Excuse me, guys. You see, Space Cowboy 17, Peanut 310, Hello Newman, Brian Bradford. Let me see. Almighty Clay, thanks for joining us. Asad Lalani, DJ Crown J, as always, man. Paco Gomez, thanks for joining us. Jason Moran. Let me see. Cowboys X Factor, Ian Hubley. Tomboy 69. I hope I'm not missing anyone.
A lot of you guys on here on
Eagles 01, Christopher the Great. Dallas Cowboy Football News, Zero God Loading. All of you guys, thank you so much for joining us here.
Much appreciated.
Thanks for spending a little bit of your new year with us. Hopefully you guys are going to start off 2018, you know, amongst friends, family, loved ones, or just, you know, relaxing, enjoying it, and hoping for better things in this year.
Yes, and we will, we just stay safe out there, guys. It's New Year. Some of you guys are going to have it in an hour or two on top of now, so be safe out there all over the world. Happy New Year 2018, guys. We'll see what it brings tomorrow. If any breaking news, we'll get out here as soon as possible and bring you a quick breaking news like we always do, guys. It's not going to stop just because our season's over.
That's right.
This is, our season's never over. We love covering the Cowboys. We love talking about the Cowboys. We love talking about football, and we're going to do a lot of other things in the future, guys. So 2018, we'll see what it brings. But you guys have helped, especially, aside from you guys with content and talking in here, which has been fantastic stuff, and keeping it family friendly. We do appreciate that, and thank you for the mods. But on top of all that, extra special thanks to all the donators, all the contributors in every way here. Extra special thanks to DJ Crown J for everything he's done to help our channel out. And we got something coming in the mail to everybody who's donated over $10. A special thing from us to you to show our appreciation. Something that I think will be a pretty cool thing. And it's from my Cowboys family. It's special, guys. So it's coming soon. When it gets here, we will show you guys. So a lot of things coming in 2018.
That's right. So, guys, let me see. Hopefully we do use Switzer a lot more in this upcoming 2018 season.
Beasley's contract, like Barry B says, is ending after this year, after I guess 2018. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens, guys. 2018 is going to be an interesting year. Thank you for starting it off with us. We'll catch you guys later on tonight for our game time breakdowns and everything else and all the other fun stuff we always do, guys.
Yes, guys. Much love. Again, if you haven't, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell if you haven't yet, guys. So make sure you get all our go live, breaking news, live streams, whatever, discussions, all that stuff. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure it's turned on. And of course, guys, Patreon, you can donate. You can donate super chat. Much love to everybody who has. Thank you guys so much. Into 2018. Yes. And off we go, guys. Hopefully a new start with new coaches tomorrow. At least 2 less coaches tomorrow. Yes. We'll see.
And thank you for joining us here. And never, ever, 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 ever forget.
Ever forget, guys.
Ever.
No matter what, now and forever, go Cowboys! Woo!
Thanks for joining us here. We'll catch you next time. Good night.
Yes, guys. Have a great, happy new year. Good night. Stay safe. And go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.